Big Mountain CrossFit people, athletes, members, community. We miss you guys. We miss seeing everybody come in, all our different times that we get to see you. But we are getting to do these amazing things, workouts. And today, you all have some gymnastic work to do. And so, we're going to be working on our handstands today. Kind of broke this down into 3 portions for you guys. We are going to talk about some drills that you can do to build up our shoulder strength, okay? Then we are going to talk about that hold and some drills, a couple drills that we have for the hold. And then at the end, we'll talk about our handstand walking. Now, big thing, if you have ever been in any of my classes, you will know that I always tell you that it is, if you can have your body stacked, so hips are gonna be stacked over your shoulders, shoulders are gonna be stacked over your hands, okay? So you're gonna have a nice, tight, stacked position, okay? So Isabel is going to go ahead and she's gonna hold in a good hollow hold just standing. Come over here so they can see you from the side, okay? So go into that hollow hold, okay? So look from the side. Now what I want you to do, so right here, this is her really tight hollow body hold. Go ahead and arch your back a little bit, okay? This is gonna be what we see a lot of times in handstand, that real bent back. So she's gonna tuck her ribs back down, okay? And she's gonna press through her arms, keeping it, she does have these ribs that kind of poke out a little bit, but she is always staying in her nice, stacked, tight, squeezed butt, press through her shoulders, okay? And tight body position in her handstands. Whether she is handstanding on top of the bar or on the beam, but she has to stay nice and stacked. So in turn, we really have to work that stacked position. So she is gonna come over here right now, and we are gonna come over to the wall, and we have 3 different drills that we wanna do. So this first one is called a compression jump, okay? So go ahead and come over here, and Izzy, go and face, do it, so face with your head this way, and you're gonna do those compression jumps that you said that you'll do in the gym yourself, okay? So she's gonna start here, okay? She has her hips are gonna be above her shoulders, okay? She's not stacked over her shoulders, but now what she's gonna do, she's gonna lean, she's not gonna let these shoulders come in front of her hands too much, and she's gonna drag her feet forward and bring her feet right next to her hands. Okay, go ahead and do another one. Now she's dragging her toes, she has that ability. Now this time, if you can't drag your toes, go ahead and press through those shoulders. Go ahead, Izzy, and just jump your feet to your hands. There you go, and one more time. And go. There you go. Go ahead and stand up. Okay, so those are the compression jumps. I think the biggest thing with that one is that you are really pressing through the floor, okay? So you're gonna press into the floor as you go to either drag those toes up next to your hands or jump those feet next to your hands, okay? Next one, we are gonna talk about, these are called down dog push-ups. So go ahead and come here against the wall, other way, wait, there you go, okay? So she's gonna come out a little bit more like you're in down dog, out a little bit more, there you go. Okay, so she is gonna walk her feet up a little bit more, there you go. And now, go ahead, Izzy, and you're gonna just come down and do a push-up. So bring your head down, trying to keep those hips up above your shoulders. Ooh, now,
that hurt.
if you saw that, she did not stay tight through this hollow body position here, okay? So go ahead and go it again, stay down, keep that tight, and press through. Those are even challenging for her. Go again. There you go. She had to kind of scale a little bit, okay? That's a pretty tough move. That's a great way for us to work on our handstand push-ups as well, too. Biggest thing is, as you saw there, she let that spine curve and she didn't keep that hollow body position, okay? So make sure you're pressing through, keeping that nice hollow body tight position. So if I went ahead and did a couple for you as well, okay, so I'm here, and I'm gonna come down and press back through. Okay? And you could do 3 sets of 5, 3 sets of 10. Those ones are going to be challenging. Next one, frog jacks. Did you see what those were? So frog jack's going to look like this. Okay? So I'm going to have my feet against the wall here. And I'm going to work to jumping here, whoops, and jumping here and back. Okay? All in that time, go ahead and do a couple of this. You're really pressing through the floor. So go ahead. Yep, and back. There you go. Go ahead again. Bend those knees, yep, like a frog. So jump, there you go, and back. And again, you can do another set of 3 sets of 10. Take some breaks in there. Okay, last one for our drills. We're going to go ahead and do some pike up. If you have a ball, such as this yoga ball.
You can always use like a bench too, or a chair.
Yeah, as you said too, if you don't have a ball, you can use a bench or a chair. So what you're going to do is go ahead and get into that nice, good hollow body position. Pull this back so you can see her. Okay. All right, there you go. And now she's going to go ahead. She's pressing through, and she's bringing those hips up to the top. And she's right there. Now, what I want her to do is rest for a second, and I want you to go back in, and I want you to hold that pike position briefly so I can talk about showing them what that stacked body it looks like. Okay? So right here, she's stacked, okay? Hips are over her shoulder, and her shoulders are over her hands. So this is this nice stacked body position that we ultimately are wanting to achieve when we are in our handstand and walking. You can walk with those legs together, nice tight butt squeezed, but also you can do a nice stacked body, but you could have some bent knees. As long as that body is stacked, you're still going to be very efficient in your hand walking. Handstand walking.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about, let's go to our wall. Okay, so now let's go to our wall drills that we're going to give you guys here. Izzy? First thing you're going to do is we're going to just go to the wall, but key here is we are going face first. Again, if you've been in my classes, you always know that a lot of times I make you do handstands facing the wall, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with, obviously we're going to be right up against the wall, but I will give you some scale options too, okay? So Izzy, go ahead and walk up and get into that good handstand position against the wall. Okay, so she's nice and tight here. Okay, I come through here. She's nice, stacked, okay? Squeezing your butt, nice, she's focused. Okay, and she'll come off a little bit, and that's okay. Okay, so holds, even just getting up there. Some of you are like, I can't even get to the wall yet, or I can't get up that far, or I'm afraid that I'm gonna twist out of it and come out of it.
It's like the easiest thing ever.
So what you can do to modify this is you can go ahead and still, what we do these in here, wall walks. Go ahead and walk your feet up and walk those hands back to a place where you're comfortable, okay? And hold here. Okay, this is a good way to start working on getting on top of those shoulders. Okay, Izzy, let's go ahead and go back into that wall hold, and I want you to, we're gonna do those shoulder shrugs, okay? So the first was just that walking up and holding in that good position. This one now we're gonna add a little bit of a drill and do some shoulder shrugs. Go ahead. Okay. So she's here and she's just gonna shrug. Don't bend your elbows, just shrug with your shoulders and press through. There you go. And down. Okay, she'll go back up again. Pressing through. There you go. So it's super subtle, but that shrug, she's overhead and she's gonna be coming down and pressing back through the floor. And obviously here, it's easier for you to see that movement in my shoulder that I want to have on the wall when you're stacked and on top and you're actually in your handstand. It's a lot more subtle, but it's still working that shoulder strength and getting ready to move those shoulders for handstand walking. Okay, back on the wall is, and if you will do, this time once you get up in there, we're gonna do some shoulder taps. We'll see. She just gave me the look of like, what? All right, let's try it, let's see. And you might not, Izzy, you might not, so go, when you get up, go right up against the wall, get in that good stack position. But also, you might not, I'm not asking you to fully touch your shoulders.
You know, set your head to your thighs.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Okay, yep, it's that shifting of that weight from one shoulder to the other, because again, that's preparing us to shift and walk on our hands, okay? Okay, so she's nice and tight. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so that's even more extreme, so go back into it. There you go, another challenge. Now she's just gonna pick her hand up and just, there you go. Okay, that's an option as well too, coming to the side. So if I go ahead and get up into this handstand position,
You can always have a spotter too.
I'm here. Okay. So I'm shifting my weight from one shoulder to the next.
At our gym, we normally have spotters too. So
Yeah.
if you ever want a spotter, just
Yeah, good point. If you have somebody within your family, because we're social distancing, that you can have spot you, great, okay? But if you're not, if you can't, then that's okay as well. You can still have, and then even more subtle is if I go back into that handstand hold on the wall, okay? And maybe I'm here and it's just slightly picking up those hands, okay? Now, if you're not all the way against the wall, back to that scale piece of where you can be against the wall here, get to that position. We can still shrug, okay? And I can still work my shoulder taps. If you don't have a wall, you can take a box, okay? And same idea, okay? Getting up here, walking my hands up, and then I can do my shrugs again, and then I can also do my shoulder taps, okay? Okay, so all of those drills, things to work on. Maybe you're just gonna pick one, focus on one. I'm giving you a lot, but pick one piece, okay? So now let's talk about actually walking on our hands. Ideally, we want to have a pretty decent handstand hold and then be able to start adding in that walking. Things to think about when you are doing your handstand. I want you to look at a point on the ground, okay? So you're gonna, as when I go to kick up, so if Izzy's gonna go kick up, she has her eyes spotted on something on the floor that she's gonna keep her eyes on as she brings those legs up and stacks her hips over her shoulders, over her hands, okay? And then she's gonna stay in that nice tight hollow body position, and she's gonna stay in that position by squeezing her butt. One thing, you've heard me say it, her coach, once I heard her say it to her girls, that she imagines there's a big, like, string or a suction above her feet, and that is pulling her up into that, and that's what's keeping her stacked and tight. That allows her to stand on her hands for a long time. And she can outstand the majority of the girls in Izzy's gymnastics gym, okay? So, things to think about. Find a point on the ground, and then hollow body, squeeze your butt, nice tight body, and then I want you to think your fingers are now your toes. And when we walk, our toes are what help us balance as we're walking. So now we need to allow those fingers to help keep our body balanced and moving, okay? So I'm gonna turn this way a little bit, and we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of handstand walking, each of us. And you can kind of see the difference between both of us. All right, go ahead, Iz. So she's gonna find that spot, kick up, nice tight position. And now she's nice tight body, okay? She did bend there a little bit. I don't know if you saw it, but she just bent at her knees, but she's maintained a tight core and stayed stacked, okay? So, same thing for me. I'm gonna find a spot on the floor. I'm gonna kick up. And I'm gonna kick up again. And I'm gonna walk backwards because sometimes that happens. Third time's a charm.
It's also helpful if you look at your hands when you're in the handstand.
Oh, that is a good point, and I was not doing that. So go ahead and go again, Izzy.
Not fully like directly looking at your hands, mainly just like looking at the tips of your nails.
Okay, good. Let's see that. Can't really see her, but she's...
Go.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to take that tip that she just gave you guys, and I'm going to apply that and see if that helps me move forward a little bit. Here we go. Yes, it did. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm looking at my time, going beyond kind of my planned 15 minutes for you guys, but hopefully there was some helpful tips in here that you can learn from. Izzy's gonna go back down.
Oh, no, we're not going down.
She's gonna back up. Okay. But yeah, have fun. I know that a lot of people want to be able to get upside down. One thing I am gonna say that I forgot to just throw this in. If you are working on kicking up to the wall, okay, what we call them not cartwheels in here.
Well,
We call them levers in here, or L. So it's gonna be here. I wanna make sure that when I kick up, I'm gonna kick up with my hands out in front of me, not just right to my feet, okay? And I'm gonna go to the wall. And maybe I'm gonna come back down, okay? I'll go again, get the wall, come back down, okay? Biggest thing is when you go to kick up, press through those hands, press into the floor, okay? And tight core, okay? Don't let that body, that core, disengage on you, okay? All right, you guys. Hopefully this is helpful. Have a great Wednesday. See you guys soon. Bye.